Hi. Welcome once again, everyone, to World Binge TV. And today, it's a perfect day to introduce one of my very close friends. And he's a guest for today. And आज वो हमको ऐसे useful insights देगा कि you will be mind blown because he's such an amazing person and with a perfect mind and the ability to plan a perfect day. एंड कैसे वो अपने डे को प्लान करते हैं इन ऑर्डर टू क्रैक एनी एग्जाम be it the JEE competitive exam, be it his gym routine or following sports, or be it cracking any other competitive exam जैसे अभी वो UPSC की तैयारी कर रहा है. So it all boils down to how well are you seizing the day and कितना अच्छा आप कर पा रहे हो उस moment में. And that is how we are going to plan our day for the future and कैसे वो करना है वो आज आपको हम सिखाने वाले हैं. So I'm gonna bring in my really close friend Mr. Shobit Raina, and here he is. And welcome Mr. Raina. How are you doing?
Hello Siddharth, I'm good. How are you, my friend?
I'm really
How are you
amazing.
doing?
Feels great to hear you once again, and thank you so much
ये बड़ा
Shobit, sir, for
प्यारा
taking
आपने
out.
इंट्रोडक्शन दिया मेरे बच्चों के सामने.
Sure. But I'm really glad that you took out some time from your busy schedule and you're joining us today and sharing with us like what happens in your day-to-day life and how you plan your day. So of course, आज के day में तो 15 minute तो you are joining us. So this is part of your day for today. But normally, what do you do? And how do you plan your day and what happens? So before diving into your daily routine, let's just go back in time when we were studying for IIT JEE. So people who don't know, Shobit is my classmate. We were in the same coaching class. We cracked IIT JEE with roundabout equal ranks. एंड उसके बाद हम लोग अपने फेवरेट कॉलेजेस गए एंड वहाँ पे हमने बहुत मस्ती करी एंड बहुत कुछ किया, पढ़ाई भी करी आई गेस थोड़ी बहुत. बट मेनली द मेन की थिंग इज कि हमने कैसे वो एग्जाम क्रैक किया. सो लेट्स जस्ट स्टार्ट ऑफ कैसे जब हम 11th में थे या 12th में थे, हाउ डिड थिंग्स टर्न आउट एंड कैसे हमने स्टार्ट किया. सो वुड यू लाइक टू पुट इन अ फ्यू पॉइंट्स? लेट्स स्टार्ट ऑफ.
Sure, definitely. So I'll start with this. In 10th standard, basically, that's when I started going to my coaching.
Oh.
And us time pe, one of my coaching teachers said that if you want to really get marks, you need to study, not for too many hours, but you need to give quality time. So number one is that quality time is much more important than quantity time. So you don't need to study for 10, 15, 12 hours a day. Even if you're studying for 6 hours a day, make sure that you are just very high concentration, high focus.
Correct.
And how do you achieve that? So you need to bring in other factors of your life, right? So if you want to increase your brain power, you need to be mentally fit. You need to have good food. So diet is important. So sleeping regularly for 6, 7 hours, 8 hours, that is important. Having a nice routine is important, that you set your time. Ki, I have to study from 10 a.m. So make sure that whatever you do, you stick by that routine. Drink a lot of water. And also, I would say go for exercise. So that's what my teacher told me, that at least go for a run or an exercise in the evening or in the morning. And with that, you'll be able to focus more. So that was one thing. Right. The second point is that when you're reading, so you have to make sure that you're reading for the exam. Okay, some people just read, let's say, physics books उठा ली, किसी ने मैथ्स की कोई रैंडम बुक उठा ली, but you don't need that for clearing IIT JEE. So second thing is that make sure you know the entire syllabus by heart. Right. Know what's going to come in the exam. So you're studying for the right things. You're not studying for just anything randomly. Exactly. Right? किसी ने बोल दिया कि Alchemist की बुक उठा लो and then reading Alchemist and thinking कि एग्जाम में आ जाएगी. वैसा नहीं होता है. So if it's a maths exam, it's an IIT JEE का exam. So you know physics का क्वेश्चन है और इसी में पैटर्न में you have to check the probability of previous year's question. So you have to see कि कौन से questions ज्यादा आए हुए हैं. What's the pattern like? And from that pattern, पिछले 3-4 साल के पेपर उठा के you see that you stress on those topics more, right? So high probability, make a graph of probability versus the total marks.
Correct.
So for how much that portion appears in the exam and what's the probability of that portion coming. So most important is to do the point where it's high probability and high marks weightage.
Right.
उसके बाद you choose low probability, low mark weightage with time, right? And
Right.
after अगर end में time नहीं भी बच रहा, तो the areas with low probability and
Hmm.
low mark weightage, you don't need to even study those topics because you don't need 100% marks. You just
Exactly.
need some amount of marks. So you have to choose the topics very carefully.
Right.
The third point, uh, okay, the third point I'll just say, and then Siddharth, you can continue with after this.
Sure.
The third point is that when you're reading, just focus very deeply into it. Just don't think about what's going to happen. The second point, you decided, okay, this is what I have to read. This is what I have to learn. This is what I have to make notes of. Now, when you're reading it, actually, in the process of doing that,
Yeah.
don't get distracted. Don't at that time think कि क्या ये exam में आएगा. Just be interested in that. And उससे मजा ये आएगा that you will enjoy your studying. Otherwise, it will become very hard. देखो 1st January पे a lot of people go to the gym, but only a certain people sustain. It's because they think of gym की weight कम करना, it's very hard work, नहीं हो पाएगा. But once you've changed the way you see things, the things you look at change, right?
Oh, wow.
So जब तुम सोचते हो कि पढ़ाई इज नॉट हार्ड, पढ़ाई इज इंटरेस्टिंग, जानना है कि मैथ्स में आगे क्या होगा, फिजिक्स में एक प्रॉब्लम है दिमाग में आ रही रात को, उसमें कैसे सोल्यूशन होगा, मैंने फिगरिंग डाउन, डोंट थिंक कि मेरे को इतना घंटे बैठना पड़ेगा, थिंक कि कितना मजा आएगा उसमें, राइट? नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल इसमें आई विल टेल यू कि people go to the gym. Now there are people who unfortunately they can't go to the gym. Let's say किसी की टांग टूट गई. Now think of it as a luxury कि आप जा पा रहे हो. अगर आपको भगवान ने दिमाग दिया तो आप पढ़ पा रहे हो, आप मेहनत कर पा रहे हो, right? So if you have that, think of it as a luxury that you have, not as a foundation. Don't be a slave, and that's how you will live. You'll thrive and you'll be much more successful.
Wow, amazing. So that was a really great, I mean, like intellectual property that you shared with us. And by the way, you said
Thank
something
you.
about The Alchemist, and I believe that you can read this like tiny little book because uska jo message hai कि you should follow your heart, and it's quite
Yeah.
contrary to like what people normally say कि दिमाग की सुननी चाहिए, but दिल की सुनो यार, क्योंकि अगर तुम दिल की सुन रहे हो तभी तुम वो करोगे. Otherwise,
True.
there's no point. 2 साल you won't be able to sustain. तुम बहुत जल्दी you'll just run out of gas. तो in short, like
Yes.
I'll just summarize what you are just saying कि पहली चीज कि you need to stay fit. Like a strong mind only dwells in a strong body. Second point is that
Yeah.
you need to study smart, because you can't study everything. You need to make sure it's about investing in the right stocks, as they say. मतलब सही जगह पे सही
There's a
time.
very good quote over here that
Yeah.
you're not preparing to fail, you're failing to prepare.
Right. Oh my God. That's why I like talking to you so much. That was Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah.
I'll use it forever. And your third
Yes.
point, your third point was that you need to, yeah, exactly. Like it's called maktoob in the language of alchemist. Maktoob का मतलब ये है कि you only live once. So what's the point of wasting your time? अगर नहीं पसंद आ रहा पढ़ना तो कोशिश करो कि पसंद आने लग जाए, क्योंकि करना तो वही है, एंड यू कांट डू
Right.
एनीथिंग एल्स, कुछ और कर नहीं सकते. तो फिर लाइफ का मीनिंग ही यही है, तभी है अगर तुम वो एंजॉय कर पा रहे हो जो तुम कर रहे हो. अदरवाइज मत करो यार. लाइक देयर इज नो बाउंडेशंस, बट people do stuff like we all plan out our lives in such a way कि हमको कुछ चीज़ें करनी पड़ती है, and then we enjoy, we work hard, then we take a pause, we reflect, and we savor that pause. उस पॉज में हम, उस ब्रेक में हम मजा लेते हैं, बिकॉज हमने वो अर्न किया है. वी डिजर्व दैट. स्पीकिंग ऑफ विच, आई वॉन्ट टू गेट बैक टू योर करंट लाइफ. लाइक हाउ आर यू planning on to crack one of the toughest exams of this nation, like the UPSC exams? And I'm really intrigued to know kaise, how is your day being planned? Like I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to crack this one as well, because of course you are following the 3 steps जो आपने हमको बताए. But how do you plan your day? Because I really want to know like what it takes to be one of the most like toughest like person of the nation. Like How, like, just enlighten us on that.
Yeah. So there is a very big difference between that phase in which I was preparing for IIT and
Right.
this phase in which I'm preparing for
Correct.
UPSC.
True.
And that main difference is at that point, I did not know that I want to become an IITian. It was just that everyone was trying to become an IITian, and so everyone is just doing that. And probably many of you would be like that, who don't want to do it internally, but from external pressure, from your parents and all that. It's like, okay, kuch to karna hai, you can't waste time, so it's better to give this path. Now, when you grow a little big, you choose what you have to do. So you can go into music, for example, you can go into business, you can go into administration. So I just thought, like, I was reading newspapers and all. I thought that, yeah, the thing that interests me most. So for a bit of time, I was in the fitness industry because I thought, okay, this is what I love. But वहाँ दिक्कत क्या होगी, my brain wasn't getting used. So I thought, ki, okay, how do I utilize this area of my body and not just my physical self? And usme I just got interested in a bit to know more about India. Let's say I was getting interested in politics, geopolitics, and just in mostly history. So to understand myself more, right? For example, I'm a Kashmiri, and I want to understand my history. Okay, what has my community been like? Um, have we been persecuted? Let's say earlier, when who came to India? Who are we? Why is there such a big difference between North Indians and South Indians and Northeast people?
Right.
To know all these things and to know how India was formed, just to know about the East India Company and what they did before that, the Gupta Empire, and when civilization started, basically, also in the world, the Roman Empire, our trade with it, and the changing of economic policies over time. So I just got very interested. Ki, yaar, I don't know what I want to do, but I know that this is something I want to really know about. And then I figured, ki, if I am really loving to read all of this, right? If I'm already interested to know me, why not just take a chance to give this exam? And that's the biggest change, that this time I have decided on my own that I will give it. And the beautiful thing about this is, and you can implement this no matter for which exam you're preparing, is that you never say that it's so hard or it's so depressing, because no one has told you to sit for it, right? You have chosen it yourself. So you can't be like, मेरे को दुख हो रहा है या फिर आज मन नहीं कर रहा है करने का. अगर मन नहीं कर रहा है तो बैठे क्यों, right? वरना उठ जाओ. मन नहीं कर रहा तो just go away, do something else.
Right.
You have chosen this exam, okay? So make sure you give your best. And how do you do that? So what's my routine like now compared to that? Usme I was going to a coaching class, so abhi I'm not going to any coaching. I figured out the syllabus. I have read previous toppers' talks and read their articles, how they are prepared.
Right.
So I get to learn from, let's say आप लोग सिद्धार्थ से देख रहे हो अभी. अब सिद्धार्थ सर ने आईटी क्रैक किया तो वो आपको अच्छा बता पाएंगे हाँ भाई कैसे क्रैक करना है. मैंने किया तो फिर मैं बता पाऊंगा. So वैसे ही I'm listening to those guys who have cleared it. Second thing is that it's not a fixed routine. So agar mera, if let's say I'm doing one portion, let's say for IITJ, you're doing chemistry, and तुमने कहा कि ये वाली book जो है ये complete करनी है. But in the middle of that book, you're like, यार बोर हो गया, मैं मन नहीं कर रहा. ठीक है, I would say take a day off, go watch a movie, have fun, पूरा दिन enjoy करो. Sleep on time. Make sure you sleep on time, and when you wake up the next day, tab you again start the grind. So it's not about how bad you fall down, it's about how quickly you get up. So everyone falls down. No one has a perfect routine. सबके life में problem आते हैं. Problem भी नहीं. कभी-कभी, let's say your friend came over from a very long time, your sister is getting married, or your parents' anniversary hai, or you just want to meet an old friend, an old soul, or go attend a New Year's party, जो भी है. And then you're not wasting time. You're just valuing your time in a different way. So next day you make sure
the time you spend enjoying yourselves it's not wasted, because you can
of course it's not wasted.
Memories,
yeah,
they are good memories. It's not wasted.
Exactly. And see, 7 days of reading isn't always greater than 6 days of reading and 1 day of enjoyment. Sometimes that 1 day of enjoyment can actually accelerate the other days. So you'll have fun on even the other 6 days. So that makes for a better life. So you have to plan your time. And how do you do that? You see, okay, exam ab hai. Now, how many months do you have for that exam? Okay, you have, let's say, 7 months. Okay. In 7 months, you figured out the syllabus, as I said, the second point. If you figure out what the syllabus is,
Right.
You divide that majorly into these months,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the start of every week, you make sure. So you know the broad plan, that month plan. You have an idea. कि इस month ये करना है, इस month ये करना है, इस month ये करना है, इस month ये करना है.
Mm-hmm.
Right? इस month maths करना है, इस month chemistry करना है, इस month paper करने हैं, इस time फिर से revise करना है. So now you have planned for the month. अब now divide it into days, not days, into weeks. So now there are 4 weeks in a month. So क्या है कि okay, maths में 4 parts है. पहला part इस हफ्ते करूंगा, दूसरा part इस हफ्ते, तीसरा part इस हफ्ते, चौथा हफ्ते. And don't overstress yourself. So it's a doable thing. अगर तुम 6 दिन में, now you're decided कि हफ्ते में मैंने 6 दिन में पूरा कर लिया, so you're speeding up. So time isn't relative. So if you're, let's say, you're increasing the speed of reading.
Yeah.
So let's say if you're on an average you read 50 pages a day, but now you're stressing even more hard. You're working more hard at that. You're concentrating high focus. So you're reading then 50. You're reading 75,
Right.
and the next day also you're reading 75. So in 2 days you have read 150 pages, which you would have done in 3 days. So मैं ये करता हूँ, I just take a day off. I'm like, okay, I've worked hard for these 2 days. मैंने ज़्यादा कर लिया जितना मुझे सोचता था. You take the day off, and it's not a big deal because तुम्हारा पोर्शन तो उतना ही हो रहा है ना. अब कोई बच्चा बैठ के, so that's what you have to make sure, that whatever the stuff you're consuming, it's very important what it is, because now some kid can watch a lecture online and for a 20-hour lecture, and later get to know that there was nothing he gained out of that. So he's just wasting time watching that lecture. So he thinks in his mind कि यार मैंने तो आज 20 घंटा मेहनत की है, but if it won't get marks in the exam, it's a waste of time. Okay.
Right.
So that is very important thing. So that's how you plan your routine, that you divide it into months, then you divide into weeks, and then every morning you say, okay, आज मेरे को ये करना है. That's your daily target, and try to accomplish your target. And once you do your target, let's say 6 बजे खत्म हो गया तुम्हारा target, and that's it. I would say have the rest of the day off, or if you really enjoy doing what you're doing, right? You wouldn't want to get out of your studies. Like that is what you want to do.
That's the best.
So I anyways read, let's say history मेरे को पढ़ना है कुछ. If I'm done with polity, so I would कि रात को मेरा time I'm in my कंबल आराम से चाय पीते हुए कंबल में बैठ के on my Kindle or on a book opening, just highlighting and reading because I love reading. So it's not stressful for me now. This is what I do anyway. So you know.
Yeah. I believe in the power of knowledge. Like I like knowledge so much. Like people don't realize, but if you are not knowledgeable, then you'll eventually run out of things to, like, let's say, talk about. I mean, a good knowledgeable person is like not only highly respected in the society, but he's like doing really great for himself as well. Like वो अपने लिए भी बहुत he will be really respectable. So I really admire how you are like planning out your studies, and कैसे like you are like trying to like ace the toughest exam of the country, and for that you need a monthly plan, a weekly plan. But what I'm really interested in knowing, and I think all the viewers are also, like, what does your typical day look like? And just give me a typical day in which you're working really hard. Like let's say that it's one of those days in which you are planning to just kill the day, like seize every moment.
Okay.
So what does it look like?
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is how it goes. So I sleep at 12 in the evening, so like 12 in the night.
Yeah.
I wake up at 6 a.m.
Right.
So from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. it's just I'm like doing regular stuff, like going to the washroom. I have a hot bottle of water every morning. And then going through my Twitter feed or just reading some news articles, not informational news, but just general, what's happening politically, elections and all that stuff. Just 7 a.m. to 9 or 9:30 a.m. I go to the gym. And so I'm like 2 hours of workout and half an hour of cardio and stuff.
Oh, okay. That's a lot.
Yeah. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you're getting done with
that's
pretty tough thing in the morning, like just making sure that you are like fit and fine for the entire day now. And
because there's this book called Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you this example, just take a diversion a little bit before coming back to the real point.
Okay.
What the point he was making, that when you wake up at, let's say, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning, and then you hit the gym. So you're accomplishing the 2 most difficult tasks in the morning itself. So what happens is that mentally you build that momentum of doing hard things. So let's say that guy gives an example that you're going to the office and someone is has bought a big box of donuts and everyone is having it. But now you would have the willpower to say no to that because you know that, okay, I've woken up in the morning, you're already gone to the gym. So you have that willpower to say no to that if you don't want to have that donut. Otherwise, if you just straight away go to the office without waking up just like that, you'll have that because you have not done anything. So there is that momentum. It will be much harder to say no.
Right.
So now when I go to the gym, I come back, I take my bath, I have a very good breakfast. It's like high protein, like an omelette and milk and oats and muesli. And after that, around 10 a.m., I start studying. So from 10 a.m., I'm like the next 4.5 hours, it's like better, like dhang se, I'm just doing it. 10 to 2.5. So that makes up around 4.5 hours. Then from 2:30 to around 3, I take my lunch break. I watch anything, YouTube or Netflix or something. From 3 to 6 or 6:30, I read again. And so that makes up for 3.5 hours. And jo bhi syllabus hai tumhara, wo karo. I usually pick up one thing and I try to complete that before moving on to the next. So for me, it's not like कि पहले 4.5 घंटे में कुछ और किया, दूसरे 4.5 घंटे में कुछ और किया. So I do usually do the same thing. And I've noticed this, that my early 4.5 hours are much more efficient than the next 3.5 hours, which in turn are much more efficient than so from 6:30 to 7, again, I take a break. I go for cycling. And when I come back, 7 to 10 or 7 to 9, usually just 2 hours, I study again. And the efficiency now is like, pehle do time I'm on my tables doing writing, highlighting and all. Now on the 7 to 9, I'm just sitting on my bed, I'm just reading something. So I make sure to just be in a comfortable position and just read there, not write anything. Comfortably, probably have some snacks on the sides. And then from 9, I'm basically free. So I can do anything. I can go to my friend's place. I can watch a movie because now I sleep at 12. So either I read a book, just a general, let's say reading a book. For example, recently I've just read these 2 books, which are not a part of my UPC syllabus, but just like that, actually 3 books. So one is Understanding Kashmir. It's by Christopher Snedden. The other is Wild and Willful by Neha Sinha. And then the third one, which is India's Power Elite by Sanjay Baru. So one is on the different animals we see. The other one is just the Latins Delhi, as the Honorable Prime Minister calls it, about those people in power. And the third one is just about what happened basically in the 1947 aftermath and Jammu. It was stuff like that. So you don't have. So it's entertainment for me. So I don't see that I'm using this time for studying. Now that was my studying time in which I did. So आपकी life में you might like certain things and you do that, but don't fool yourself into telling that ये मैंने time use किया है. Like I was saying, you're watching 12 hours of lectures a day. You do that if you want to do that, but don't fool yourself into saying that, okay, this is useful for my exam. It's not. So you do us time with whatever. So that's my thing. You complete a target. You have decided in the morning, this is what I have to do. Once you do that, even if the target is less, so you can decide that. So if you even want to enjoy, let's say the day, don't want to read much, I would say, decide in the morning how much you want to do, then do that. Make short targets, but complete the targets. Because what happens is that you will have a very good sleep after that. And then the morning you wake up, you'll be much more motivated. Because it's just a very good feeling. Like the happiest that is when
that you carry on.
When I turn my lights off and I go into my bed and in my blanket and I'm on my phone, it's around 11 p.m. in the night. That's the best time I have because it's just a good day, right? And what is life in general? Life is a collection of days. You don't aspire to be somewhere because it's always the present that really exists. So you need to enjoy today and you need to enjoy the next day. You don't need to plan ki 5 saal baad kya hoga. You never know what's going to happen after 5 years or 10 years or 50 years down the line.
Absolutely.
So because life is just a collection of days. Every day, agar fun hoega, after 30 years, I ask you, did you have a good life? You'll be like, yeah. And if you didn't have a life happy for 30 years, you're imagining कि 30 साल बाद मुझे मजा आएगा. And then I'm asking you, said no, but अब आएगा. वो अब कभी नहीं आता है. You just keep planning it. And
That's
so just
just fooling
every
ourselves.
day plan out. Yeah,
Yeah. Well said, man.
exactly.
Well said. So that was pretty insightful, and I want to believe in you because I personally like the history of the world, like world wars and how evolution happened, and these sort of things excite me as well. So if you're studying, if you're getting into that, so that's the best thing which you can do to yourself. Like that's the best gift you have given to yourself. कि मैं पढ़ भी रहा हूँ and by studying the whatever I'm like I love, like absolutely love, I'm making sure that मैं exam भी crack करने वाला हूँ and I'm getting closer to my goals. And as you said, that the satisfaction that you get after completing this jam-packed day, so it's a pretty jam-packed day, man. Let me tell you, like it's really commendable, and it's not like within like normal people's like require like they can't do that. They can't do what you're doing. Like it's pretty
No,
pretty
no,
pretty
it's not that
pretty
hard.
machine
Plus,
like.
that is the day I told when I'm in the maximum productivity. So it's not every day
Correct,
that
correct.
this kind
Okay.
of day actually happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can waste time, and sometimes I waste
Yeah.
time for days on an end.
Yeah.
See, everyone is imperfect, but it's just about how fast you get back. And
Right.
secondly, it's fine. Okay, एक बार day खराब हो गया ना, it's fine. Don't crib about it. Don't be very sad. Okay, अब क्या होगा, कल ये होगा. Like it's like you have a burger. You are on diet. You have a burger. Okay, you made a mistake. Now don't just regret कि यार क्यों खाया मैंने burger. अब मैं मोटा हो जाऊंगा. Okay, then do cardio next for the other days for let's say 30 more minutes. Burger खत्म, right? So
Yeah.
it just keep days can go bad. Not every day is a perfect day, and it's fine. But you are always control of the present. So be
Yeah.
reactionary about what you can control. अगर दिल में कभी you want to meet someone, and sometimes meeting a friend for 1 hour can be much greater than studying,
Right.
because life isn't just about an exam.
It's a
It's a
balance.
includes a lot of things. You have to maintain a balance.
Correct.
And but if you're doing, for example, some exams are actually very important. So let's say IAS or uh, IIT. If you have chosen to give this exam, this should be a number one priority.
Right.
Make sure you utilize every day very nicely. If you're not able to do, just in case, don't be sad about it. The next day, try to make that better.
Correct. Wow, so it's 5:11 and I just thought okay, I'm taking away your reading time. So are you reading some book like side by side? Or are
No,
you
no,
like
no.
completely free right now?
No, no. I need to go now. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same. Like I can't take much time from you because time is precious. Like it's for you, for me, for everyone.
I'm just.
And
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure that this like 25 minutes ka information is going to be so useful for our learners. And thank you so much, Mr. Raina, for this. And I mean, like whatever you are doing right now, it's not only inspiring, but it is helping young learners, and they are going to get inspired, and maybe some of them will prepare for UPSC in the futures, and they will remember you forever. So thanks a lot once again, and you were so amazing, and just keep hustling, keep going for your goals, and keep enjoying most of all, and which you do, and lovely having you. So I guess it's time we take your leave, and I'm gonna see you again
Okay,
soon.
Siddharth. All right,
Adios.
students. Bye.
Adios. Bye bye. See ya. Take care. And have fun, most importantly. Never stop hustling. Never
Bye.
stop studying. So, this was Mr. Raina for all of you. And pretty insightful, I must say. Like, I mean, the day starts at 6 a.m. Like, honestly, I don't wake up at 6 a.m. But if you are, then you have a lot of time, and if you're making use of it, then you can do anything. That's the story, the moral of the story, the lesson for today. And the lessons तो चलते रहेंगे, and stories चलती रहेगी. For regular updates on more of such stories, and even better, like how to crack any exam, and better lifestyle, and like anything related to your studies, which can be just how to define a good routine. उसके लिए Unacademy Scholars का ये link है, to join it. Plus का subscription no, because you can learn live from the comfort of your home and benefits are amazing. बहुत immense है. The experience is so good. The price is so less. So that's the best part of it. So if you're greedy, then just go for it. Iconic is just adding some more features to our already existing features. So plus ke features like batches and everything is already there in Iconic. Apart from that, you'll get a personal mentor who will be there for you 24/7. Will solve all your doubts live. And आपके पेरेंट्स से भी कनेक्ट करेगा and उनको भी मोटिवेट करेगा to motivate you further. And the price is a little more because the value is being a little more, like the value is definitely higher, but utna price nahi increase ho raha, as you can see. And if you are still like in the race to decrease the price even more, so Unacademy Combat scholarship test do and win amazing goodies, and use my code every Sunday 1 p.m. do check it out because it's so I mean the prices are so amazing, and अभी तक तो ऐसा ही लग रहा है कि you are getting more than what you're giving. So it's a good deal, good call to be here. And Bugs Bounty के लिंक अगेन नीचे. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि मेरे कंटेंट में कुछ भी गलत है, then रिपोर्ट करो, and if it's correct then you'll get a prize once again. Unacademy Prodigy is for all my like school program के बच्चे जो अच्छे रिवॉर्ड्स एंड स्कॉलरशिप्स चाहते हैं. तो यूज़ माई कोड वंस अगेन. तो आई राइट डाउन माई कोड इफ़ यू स्टिल डोंट नो. यूज़ दिस कोड SIDS10. इट्स इन द लिंक. अगर आप ये कोड लिंक यूज़ करोगे देन यू विल एनरोल फॉर फ्री, एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स you can win amazing goodies and prizes. And ये schedule ऐसा है इसका, तो do follow the schedule, time पे आना. And this is the prizes, and I don't want to see at those prizes because I feel bad कि मैं नहीं दे सकता यार ये टेस्ट. like I mean मैं दे सकता हूँ, but I mean I don't think so वो चलेगा इतना अच्छे से मेरे लिए, because I'm not preparing for any exam right now. I mean हाँ, I wanna dig into this क्योंकि मेरे को भी चाहिए. बट आप लोगों के लिए तो है यार, डेफिनेटली अवेलेबल है. एंड और बहुत सारे ऑफर्स है, सो डू चेक आउट दीज ऑफर्स एज वेल. These are the batches in which you'll be put up into if you are going into a Plus or Iconic course. And Unacademy free special live classes are the best thing in the town this season. And I'm gonna soon join with you on the special classes. But till then, I'll like to take your leave. Thank you so much. And you know your drill. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon. And I'll see you again soon with yet another episode of World Binge TV. Until then, take care. Adios. Bye bye.